welcome to Media Men Online. I'm Dan, this is Isaiah.
Yo.
And this is the top 5 weekend box office for the week of... This is the top 5 weekend box office for 12/9/2022 to 12/11/2022. And this is going to sound like a repeat of the last episode because nothing has changed except a slight drop off in the earnings for every single movie. The same 5 movies, the same spoilers. All right, so number 5 is Devotion. Previous rank of 5, weeks out 3, and it has a total box office earning for this weekend of $2,027,788. Last week, it's just a slight drop, like a very slight drop from last week from 2.7 million. So it's kind of just ticking along, and we're going to get a big shakeup this week. So possibly a couple movies dropping out, definitely one movie drop, coming in, but we'll see if some of the others kick these bottom 2 out.
Number 4. No surprise here, but previous ranking of 4. Current ranking of 4 is The Menu. For 4 weeks, its box office earning was $2.7 million. Last week, it earned $3.4 million. I'm hoping this is the one that stays. I hope this movie stays in the top 5. I still want it to do well. Part of me thinks since it's been in the top 5 for 4 weeks, that means that it must be doing really well, but there also hasn't been much.
In my opinion, this is the best movie in the top 5. Let us know what you think down below. The current top 5, what your favorite movie is.
I'd say I'm probably in agreement with you, even though I think a movie that's a little bit lower or a little later on in this, I like a lot. But yeah, I think for my personal rankings, this one is, if you haven't seen it yet, there's a review of it that you can watch on the Media Men links and whatnot.
It's done pretty well. Yeah. Check it out. I'm pretty interested. I still want to see Devotion in theaters, but we'll move on here. Mm-hmm. Number 3, previous rank of 3, nothing has changed. Weeks out 3 is Strange World. Previous week's earnings of $5.08 million and a current week of $3.78 million. So again, nothing's changed. Just a slight drop off. The typical week 2 to week 3.
Still
not for a Disney movie, but
it's still crazy for a Disney movie to be doing this poorly. Number 2, thankfully still going strong. Violent Night. It was 2 last week. It's been out for 2 weeks. A lot of 2s. Its box office earning was $8.72 million. Last week it was $13.45 million. So I think it's like a little under 50% drop off. There are rumors that it's getting a prequel, which I think would be cool. But yeah, I think this movie. I'm glad this movie's doing this well. I was surprised by just how much fun it was, and I think a review of that just went up Wednesday
on the YouTube
channel, Podbean. So
number 1, again, of course, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Previous rank 1, weeks out 5. Previous week of 17.5 million. Current week of 11.2 million. So all of these movies are dropping back just enough to make perfect room for the top movie coming out. We're going to go through our upcoming movies for this coming Friday, December 16th. But before you read that one, Black Adam, I noticed, is already on HBO Max. And I know Warner Brothers and everything owns HBO and all that. But it just seemed really odd that it's already there. We were just reading its numbers 2 weeks ago, so yeah.
It's still in theaters technically still, but that's the times we live in now. And here's what I'll say: I've noticed from HBO Max, they'll throw it up on HBO Max like a month or 2 later, let it stay on there for a month, and then take it off for a year.
Yeah,
that way you have to buy or rent the movie then to see it, because they did that with Malignant. Because I remember when I saw Malignant last year, I saw it in theaters. And then it was also released on HBO Max, and I was like, oh, that'll be fun to watch. And then 3 or 4 months went by, and I was like, okay, I'll watch Malignant again. It was gone off of HBO Max. I ended up buying the movie anyway because it's just it was my favorite movie of last year, and I like to keep, a good collection of movies I really enjoy. I feel like they do that just to get more people interested to subscribe to the service, and then they'll take it off because then they can make money by renting it or selling it, and it's just they literally keep on releasing these things in a way that makes them the most money, and that's all that matters. Whereas I still remember the days of a movie would be in theaters, and then you wouldn't see it again for 8 or 9 months, and then it would be released on like DVD.
Yeah, that's the way it usually goes. Well,
Yeah,
it used to go.
because it'd be like, if you didn't catch it in theaters, you'd have to wait some time to see it. So you'd have to catch it in theaters. Now it's just like the
Yes.
moment it's gone from theaters, it's on a streaming platform.
This was what we harped on. I think it was a couple weeks ago, because it seems like the theaters numbers are just like dwindling, and we talked about this, with the
Yeah.
pandemic and everything, and that's what started all this.
I still think like seeing things theatrically is a great time. So it's
Yeah.
just like I love the experience. I always recommend people to go watch it in theaters if you can.
There's a big thing with me now. There are some things that stick with me. My memory's not as great as it once was, but when I go to a theater, I retain so much more of the movie than when I watch it at home, because at home I could, my cat could tip something over and I don't
Mhm.
pause the movie or whatever, but in the theater, it's just me and 30 other people just like me, just wanting to watch this movie, and you can completely like engulf yourself
Yeah,
into it. And it's fantastic.
weird because that environment, it just makes it like I never have any issues watching a movie in a theater, but when I'm here at home, like when I was watching the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio movie, my ADD was going bonkers.
Yep.
So it's like I'm watching the movie, but I also have this app open on my iPad and I'm doing something. Like I was distracted. Now it was actually very unique with Crimes of the Future, where for a good 75% of that movie, I was actually like fully invested in the movie.
Hmm.
But I thought that was just like testament to that movie that it kind of gripped me enough. I still have my ADD issues, but it doesn't seem to be a problem when I'm in a theater watching a movie. You get the most like investment into the movie watching it there. And there's
And
some
just
movies that are just like
information
made for
retention as well. I don't
right.
know. I know it has to do with this. It's along the same lines, but just remembering what happened. Like I could vividly remember. I just saw the Fablemans at the theaters yesterday, and I vividly remember like most of that movie.
Mhm.
Upcoming movies, December 16th, 2022.
Yep, first one, the big one that's gonna definitely skyrocket to number one. Avatar: Way of Water. The studio is 20th Century Studios. Its genre is fantasy. Jake Sully lives with his newfound family formed on the planet of Pandora. Once a familiar threat returns to finish what was previously started, Jake must work with Neytiri and the army of the Na'vi race to protect their planet. Now, that description there gave away more of the movie than the trailer did. And I guess for me, I don't even care because I'm not watching this movie to experience the story. I just want to see like the filmmaking techniques and technology and see like, oh, how pretty is this movie going to be? Because that's James Cameron has been so up his own butt about this movie. If you don't see this movie, or I can't even remember what he was saying. It was really stupid. Where he was just like saying you're an idiot if you don't want to watch this movie because of that. But it's just like the first one only did so well in theaters because of the technology was so revolutionary. Story wise, I don't know who's excited for it. I just feel like more people are excited because like Avatar's the number one movie and money wise. Yeah, but how good was the movie itself? Because I know a lot of people say when you watch it on DVD at home and not in the theater, it's not that good because you're losing part of what makes it
It
interesting,
is.
which is the spectacle.
If
I don't know.
you
There's
like the first Avatar movie, and it's not because of the cinematography, if you like the first Avatar movie because of the story, let us know down below why. I'm
yeah.
very curious. I've talked to dozens, if not hundreds, of people about this movie. Everyone who's liked it has praised the. And this came out in 2009, so it was back at the time when 3D was like really just starting to take off. I mean, back in the day, they had the 3D with the red and blue glasses and that kind of shit. But this
Yeah.
this
It's
movie was
really
trying to
3D.
launch 3D into the next millennium. It didn't really take off as much as
It kind of did for like five
meant
or
to.
6 years, and then the
Yeah,
pandemic
it
hit.
really faded, but just let us know. I'm very curious. I would love to have a
Yeah.
discussion with you about what do you like about it? My chickens might come home to roost about this movie because I made Jeremy watch three Halloween movies and a couple other ones that he did not want to watch at all.
He might make you
So
watch this one.
he might. I might have to watch it for a review, in which case I will be bashing it for. It's a let's move
Gotta
on.
give it a fair
It's a
shake at least.
3 hour and 15 minute
Oh yeah,
movie.
there's
Go
no
fuck
reason.
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
As Good as Dead studio is Samuel Goldwyn Films, and it's an action movie. So it's starring Michael Jai White, who is, I don't know if you've seen the first Spawn movie, the original one from the 90s, or Universal Soldier. I
I
think it was like the
I've seen
second or third
Spawn.
one. He's awesome.
Was
This
he
dude.
wait, he's Spawn?
Yeah.
Like he Oh wow. It's just because that movie's so old. And like he's in like the scarred makeup for the entire movie. I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, this dude's awesome. Yeah, and watch the Universal Soldier with him. And it's pretty good. It's about a man with a mysterious past who moves to a small Mexican border town to start over with a simple life. Now, I'm not going to read this entire. The synopsis
Yeah,
is like
but it's the movie.
an essay. Here, let me put it simply based on the trailer. I'll give my own synopsis. So
Hmm.
he's teaching a kid self-defense, and the kid uses his style. He has this really odd style, and the kid uses it in a fight, and somebody records it. Now, the reason that that's significant is that there's like some sort of criminal organization where Michael Jai White used that stance, that battle stance, to subdue their leader and put him away in prison. So now that they've seen that, they're connecting this kid to this man who essentially moved to, the middle of nowhere so that they can all
Yeah.
come for him. It looks cool. I'm definitely going to watch this. Michael Jai White's great.
Another movie that did not look like my type of movie either was The Apology, which is from RLJ Entertainment. It's a thriller. And 20 years after the disappearance of her daughter, a recovering alcoholic is preparing to host her family's Christmas celebration when her estranged ex-brother-in-law arrives unannounced, bringing nostalgic gifts and a heavy secret. Was this the lady from this, like the Skylar, excuse me, from Breaking Bad?
Oh my God, let me look.
It looked like her. Um, I was like, I haven't seen her since Breaking
It
Bad, but
is Anna Gunn because I
yeah,
didn't even look at her yet. Oh my God, it is. I'm definitely not watching it
yeah.
now.
But I don't know. It just the trailer just seemed really boring. I don't know. For a movie that's a thriller, it just seemed kind of, I don't know, not interesting to me at
No,
all.
this is going to be
But
a hard pass for me too.
yeah, I mean, like the next movie though was an even harder pass for me.
Oh, so this one is called Lullaby. It's by Vertical Entertainment and is a horror movie. A new mother who discovers a lullaby in an ancient book and soon regards the song as a blessing, but her world transforms into a nightmare when the lullaby brings forth the ancient demon Lilith. She sings a bedtime song to her kid and summons a demon. And this is, if I can steal from Eminem, the Welcome to Detroit City song, this is Welcome to Jump Scare City.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not watching this.
it literally looks like a movie that should have came out 10 years ago. It looks like a ripoff of The Conjuring, like those movies that came out after The Conjuring came out.
We've seen some horror movies where it's not about the jump scare. Like, sure, there can be some, but there are some movies I've seen where it's the only connection between the two jump scares is the lull period in which they're setting up for another jump scare, and that's what this seems like.
Yeah. And it's just like in the loud music.
Yep.
If you want good jump scares, I always say like go to the movie like The Woman in Black, which has like the perfect jump scares because none
I've
of them
never
really
seen
are
it.
tied to music and then
Essentially,
noise.
you want the visuals, the atmosphere, and the setup to scare you. That's what the horror is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, someone's gonna be around the corner, so I'm already getting ready for it, and then the loud, like shrill music jolts you. It's
Or
so
like
stupid.
or in this trailer when she's like under the blanket and then it just shows the worst looking dummy baby I've seen ever that's all like gray and whatnot. And I was just like, this doesn't even look scary, but you played the sound. You want me to be scared, but this looks so fake and dumb. A movie that did interest me though. This next one, Mind Cage, or kind of. I'll explain after I talk about the movie's things, but it's from Lionsgate. It's a thriller. The synopsis is when a copycat killer strikes, two detectives ask a top serial killer for help. I was just like, this is Silence of the Lambs, but with John Malkovich as instead of Anthony Hopkins.
Yep.
They do kind of make it slightly different because in Silence of the Lambs, it's literally just that premise of there's a killer out there and they ask another serial killer for help. Whereas this one is like somebody's copycatting John Malkovich's killings that he did, and they never released those details to the public. So it's like, how can there be a copycat killer? Of all the movies that we're going to talk about, besides one other one, this would be I guess this would be the second most interested movie I'd be interested in for the type of thing, you know.
As long as there's a dude in the movie naked with his wiener tucked between his legs, then I'm in. I'm interested to see maybe another trailer or two.
Yeah.
Before I make my decision. Okay. Next we have Puss in Boots 5 or whatever.
Like the last wish.
Universal Pictures. It is an animation adventure comedy. Puss in Boots discovers that his passion for adventure has taken a toll. He has burned through 8 of his 9 lives. Puss sets out on an epic journey to find the mythical last wish and restore his 9 lives. Sounds kind of cute. This seems like this is one of those series like Shrek, the first Shrek. Obviously, this isn't, you know, some mind-blowing revelation, but I enjoyed the first Shrek. It was, you know, there's always in these animated movies, when they do them well, there's enjoyable things for adults because the people who do them well understand adults have to sit there with their damn kids. So sometimes these movies actually are enjoyed by adults without kids. So, you know, if you're into this kind of thing, maybe go check it out. I think it could be fairly entertaining.
The one that I'm most excited for, though, is this next one, which is The Well. It's an A24 picture movie. It's a genre, and it's a reclusive English teacher attempts to reconnect with his estranged teenage daughter. Now, many people are calling this, because the star of it is Brendan Fraser. He's in like a bat suit, like a really big one. So it's just like, it's really weird looking. So I remember when I first saw the picture, I was just like, whoa, dude, he gained weight. But no, it's just for that movie. But this is the movie that got him like a 10-minute standing ovation. And like, I think his teenage daughter is played by Sadie Sink, who is the girl from Stranger Things. She started in season 2. She's like the sister of Billy. I can't remember her name for some reason right now.
Mm-hmm.
But she was also in Fear Street. Like, she's really good. Like, I've liked her in everything I've seen her in. So it's just like
Max Mayfield.
She's really good, and so that's just like the cast interests me. If Brendan Fraser's role is really as good as it seems, where it's just like the movie itself might not be as interesting, but he like really kills it with like the acting and the delivery.
Yeah, and the thing about this trailer is I'm in favor of the way this trailer was because it doesn't tell you a lot. Even the synopsis doesn't tell you a lot, which makes me more interested because people are loving this movie. And whenever I look at any sort of, if I want to just see what people rated it before I go watch it, just out of curiosity, I always look at the audience score.
Yeah.
And on IMDb right now, the audience score 5.1 thousand view ratings, 8.3 out of 10. So
I'll watch reviewers who I know I usually agree with or who explain, because I just looking at a number, what does that mean? But like somebody that I trust, I'll watch, or not even just one person. I'll watch a lot of people where it's just like,
and whenever you go and you need to listen to a review, you go to Media Men Online and you just enjoy it that way.
Only good movies on the guys only review good movies though, right?
Yeah,
no,
I wish.
You won't find a Black Panther review on there.
Oh, well, we'll only review movies that deserve a review.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It's
but
like,
we review a lot of shit movies.
Oh yeah, I know. You guys review a lot of like things, like, because it's just like with Black Panther, it's just like either people are going to watch it or they're not. You don't need to review. Like, people are going to watch the movie regardless of review. You don't need to review that. So for you, it's just like, if you don't want to watch that movie, why watch it? Whereas like something with The Menu, where it's just like, even if you ended up not liking the movie, it's just like, it is good to talk about since it is something that, people will actually want to watch a review for before they go and see something.
My hope with some of these reviews, right, with something like The Menus. So, I mean, we did Black Adam, which whatever. So something we've done The Menu, Amsterdam, the Dragon Ball movies. Oh, See How They Run was another good one. So when we do those movies, my hope is people coming across them will inspire them to go see these more obscure movies. Because doing a review on The Batman, which we have done, it's like people are they're gonna see it. Yeah. So whatever.
Like tickets were like sold out.
Yeah, that's why like something like The Whale, that'll probably be something we review because I love giving credit to these studios who try things just flip through our videos that we have up, or go to mediamen.podbean.com for the full episodes. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And there's a lot of anime on that mediamen.podbean.com too. So Isaiah and I will be doing a quintessential quintuplets review and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet very soon. I think the Scarlet and Violet one will come up first, but they'll both be up soon. Check it out.
That game needs a review, like a fair shake.
Yep.
Unlike,
there are some people who are giving it, but there are other people who are just like, I don't like the graphics. Yeah. And we will catch you guys later.
Peace.